Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today I'm going to be addressing the XRP and Qnt FUD that I've been seeing all over Twitter. We've been seeing a lot of individuals trying to, give their biased take, I would say. Like, to me, I'm very unbiased when it comes to technology within the space, more so like utility itself. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about XRP. We're also going to be talking about Qnt as well. Real quick though, in regards to the market, we are seeing Bitcoin trying to break back up above 20K. I would say, we're basically there at the monthly candle close, trying to get that 20K close, but I would say that this is most likely going to come back down pretty quick, and alts are most likely going to feel the worst of it because, of course, Bitcoin dominance. So just so that you guys know, I'm still waiting on my XRP and Qnt buy targets to actually be hit. On XRP, it is the low to mid 20-cent region. On Qnt, it's about like roughly the $30 to $40 range. And a lot of people will say like, those targets are never going to be hit. But hey, let's wait and find out. But in regards to Quant and in regards to XRP, I have done numerous videos on both. In regards to like XRP, I think I have like over 700 videos on my channel on XRP alone. On Qnt, I probably have at least, I want to say like 400. I don't even know. Like, I've made so much content on both of these, have done so much research on both of these tokens to truly understand the gist behind them. To me, when we look at Quant and when we look at XRP, there's a ton of utility to be made in both of them, and there's also a ton of ROI in both of them as well. So let's just dive in and let's talk about Qnt real quick. So we do see here Qnt has some of the most unique partners in crypto. Every one of their partnerships has the potential to lead to even more white labels from their clients. And shout out to Yoko Ledger on Twitter here. But we do see here, there's SIA, right? 550 banks. It's actually 570 plus banks in 50 plus countries as their clients. Obviously, yeah, Qnt connects all of them to Overledger. Now, here is where things get a little bit interesting. So, like I've said, a lot of people so far have been talking about, Qnt. They've been talking about XRP. A lot of people have been, speculating it for the most part. And of course, it comes from a lot of like XRP haters around Qnt and Qnt haters around XRP. They will both be utilized greatly. We actually do see here from Quant themselves saying, through our Overledger gateway, we enable participants to connect their private, public, and permission blockchains to LAC chain. Networks and DLTs, once siloed, can now interact, says Gilbert Verdian, our CEO and founder. And we do see IBM in 2018. Quant has solved the holy grail. Again, it's the idea that like we keep bringing up interledger protocol and we keep bringing up like interoperability. Yes, I don't believe that Interledger Protocol is the viable solution for interoperability. And I actually think that this article is actually pretty spot on with it in regards to them actually looking at it as a connector instead of like actual interoperability. It's more so like a connect the dots, if you will. Like we do see here, it is a connector that presumes that the artifact, being exchanged is the same on either side, a payment basically. Like to me, true interoperability, we actually do see down here, one API/protocol to rule them all, is basically what you would look at in regards to like inter-platform interoperability, which to me is Quant. Like when we actually look at what Quant's doing, it is pretty large in respect to like where DLTs and crypto will actually lead to, because again, you don't get, Quant without that. I mean, yeah, sure, Overledger is connecting, for an example, like the Internet of Things to like the legacy system. But again, like Quant's main use case here is to power, crypto to the legacy platforms. So like I said, like, when we really kind of look at the respective way around Quant, the success of Quant will actually be determined by DLTs. And that's why I've said like XRP is still a great asset to invest in, even with Qnt, having an interoperability layer, because I think that a lot of people think that like Interledger Protocol, for an example, is going to kill Quant or something, and Ripple's going to utilize Interledger Protocol instead of Quant, but it just does not make sense to do so. And I do think that this article is actually pretty spot on with their, take on it. But also going back to the first tweet here, we also do see, LAC chain for two huge goals, to connect all of Latin on the DLN to creating the Latin, dollar. This is all going live in 2023. That's right. In one partnership, Qnt will be connecting a whole continent and build a new tokenized, currency. And of course, we also do see, Oracle that has over 400,000 customers. It also has 20 plus M&As. And yeah, I mean, like when we really kind of look at the partnerships around Quant, it is something remarkable, especially when you look at something like even XRP, right? We look at what Ripple is doing and building out their partnerships as well, utilizing on-demand liquidity, which will source liquidity through XRP. And when we look at that, right, it's still the idea that there still needs to be an interoperability bridge. And again, a lot of the XRP maxis will argue the fact that like Quant is useless, that they don't need Quant's help. But I believe that Ripple has already kind of solidified the fact that they will need Quant's help. We go back here to October 14th, 2021. Ripple joins the Digital Pound Foundation, designing a path for CBDC forward future. And we do see down here, there was multiple participants within this, and Quant was actually one of them as well. I don't know if they actually mentioned Quant, but let me just do a real quick search. So, yeah, they don't mention Quant themselves, but if I actually open this real quick and go to the Digital Pound Foundation's website, and this is going to load here in a second. It takes a little bit, but in regards to the member community, we do see Electroneum, Ripple, and Quant right there. We also do see Accenture, which I've talked to you guys about Accenture's connections to Quant and Ripple in the past. When we really kind of look at what's going on, to me, Quant will be the bridge between it all. And, again, Ripple will also be focusing on the liquidity, concerns around central bank digital currencies as well, and most likely be the ledger that a lot of these are actually built upon to actually utilize the full scope of the efficiencies around the XRP ledger itself. Now, of course, is, XRP, aka the XRP ledger, going to be the only DLT chosen here? No, absolutely not. And I do think that that is exactly where Quant will step in. Remember, Quant has already built out partnerships, for example, with Zinfin, and we are actually seeing this continue to move forward. We actually do see here, who wants to impress with a DApp that runs on XDC via Qnt Overledger. Please deploy and post details on xdc.dev. The best ones will get special attention, and we actually do see this from 8 hours ago. Release 2.2.9 introduces the beta version of Overledger Tokenize, our new premium API and tokenization product, and provides connectivity with XDC mainnet and Bitcoin V123. And when we look at this, like tokenization definitely is going to continue to build forward. And when we look at XDC and what Zinfin's doing, they are tokenizing, trade finance, for an example. But this is so much bigger. Like this is all interconnectivity between all blockchains, all crypto, projects, DLTs specifically, all through an API gateway. Like I said, I think that it is, once it was sort of brought up in regards to like Interledger and, the scope of Interledger, it was great. I don't remember the quote specifically, but the quote around Interledger Protocol was something like, we need every single financial institution and every single bank on the network to actually connect with Interledger Protocol. And see, that's the problem, right? When we look at what Interledger Protocol is actually doing compared to what Quant's doing, it's completely diverse in its own way. Quant doesn't need to, go to every individual, financial institution and every single bank to, have them sign up onto like Overledger. See, the difference here, to me, that's actually going to make a big difference is TC307. Everybody looks at like, all right, well, Quant has already solved interoperability, so, it's way bigger than Interledger Protocol. And that is all speculation. But when you actually look at TC307, having an actual standardization around blockchain technology and blockchain interoperability, that's actually what will set Quant apart from, ILP. And I think that that's, the major switch that's going to be flipped around Quant is, Quant will basically be adopted into whole countries and continents the similar way that it's doing with LAC Chain, where it will already be, interconnected with their fundamental foundation, which means every single bank, every single, financial institution, they don't need to go to every single one and say, hey, sign up for Overledger Network. No, the whole foundation will be interconnected with Quant, which means technically that entire infrastructure, the legacy infrastructure of those continents, those countries, will be interconnected within DLT and crypto as well. And the way that I look at this is actually a few ways. So there's two diagrams here. So here's one, here's the other one. And I think that this is the greatest way to look at this because, again, it kind of shows you where Qnt is positioned and where, for example, like XRP is positioned, XLM, and even other like blockchains as well. Like you also see like EOS there. To me, like it's going to be a lot of like ISO tokens as well. You also see even DAG, for example, and like Ethereum. But again, when we look at this, you see Quant at the forefront of basically it all. Just to kind of show you guys where Quant is, it's basically, interconnecting all of this to one. It's this one's a little bit more of a, harder picture to kind of, look at and kind of dissect, if you will. But this one is actually very simple. And it's basically the same exact diagram. It's just this one is a little bit more, front facing to you. But this is basically how I look at it. So not only do you see, Corda, Ethereum, and like Hyperledger Fabric down here, which is going to interconnect to Quant, plug and play. You see like the plugs here. And this will plug and play through like the Overledger gateway, which will basically interconnect it through, payments, APIs, data, enterprise integration, which will all be interconnected through another gateway on the other side to DLTs. We do see Ripple at the top, Ethereum and Bitcoin, and of course we now have XinFin on there as well. And this is going to interconnect the world to crypto. And we are basically building out into that area as well right now. Like we are basically building to that, and crypto is basically getting to that point as well. I see a lot of XRP maxis where they think that, XRP and Ripple, it's only going to be centered around Ripple and XRP. And I think that that is a terrible way to actually look at it. Listen, I hold a lot of XRP. I also hold a lot of Qnt. I hold a lot of XDC, HBAR. I am invested into multiple DLTs and multiple tech stacks within this, crypto community. I'm not biased here. I don't care about being biased. I don't care about any of that. I care about the technology. And the technology tells me, and being a realist, if you will, tells me that there's not going to be one size fits all in regards to a DLT. To think and to actually assume that every single, central bank is going to choose just one DLT is idiotic. And the reason why I say that is because we've already seen multiple central banks choose their specific DLTs. You got to remember that a lot of these central banks will utilize private ledgers and also public ledgers. And when I say private and public, I mean public ones that are investable, aka the XRP ledger, for an example, or, HBAR. Those are like more so public that have the private issuance on their ledgers available to those central banks to issue tokens on that ledger itself. But then you also have like, Hyperledger Fabric has a private ledger basis on it as well. And we already know that Quant is interconnected with that as well. To me, Quant will be the one-size-fits-all in quotation marks for interoperability because they've already standardized their method of interoperability. They've already proven it. Interledger Protocol, for the most part, in the beginning, and also, by the way, they did call Interledger Protocol the network of networks initially. In the beginning, Interledger Protocol was a great, way to really kind of look at it simply because Quant did not exist at that point in time. Since then, in my opinion, Quant has actually came into the game and figured it out perfectly to not be a connector, but to be a connectee, meaning every single bank, every single financial institution, and every single DLT out there can easily plug and play with Quant to truly adopt the technology in a way streamlined way, meaning like it's so much quicker to actually get that plug and play aspect through a 3-line code, plug and play API. API gateways are the way to go. We've seen the World Economic Forum actually debunk this and say API gateways are much better than Oracle-based, and I forgot like the other ones, but they mentioned a few other ones as well. And to me, like I just don't see a world where Quant isn't the connectee, especially with what we have been seeing in regards to their partnerships. And I think that Ripple also sees this. I think that that is also why, again, the Digital Pound Foundation is more so a non-profit-based organization that is trying to build out CBDC, fundamentals around like the technology stack of crypto and DLTs. But it doesn't make sense for Quant and Ripple to be on the member community if Quant wasn't going to interconnect, for an example, the XRP ledger to the legacy platforms. And I do think that these companies definitely see where they are at in the forefront of the technology stack. And I also do see, where we are basically headed in regards to the entire landscape of not only the financial infrastructure, but also even the crypto markets as well. So I hope that kind of sums a few things up. I know, like, there's a ton of information to go around within this, but we have definitely been seeing Quant make major strides, more strides than I've seen in regards to like interledger protocol. Again, I really hate, the maxi sort of communities around these tokens. I think that it can definitely work both ways. I think that, there is Qnt, maxis out there. There's XRP maxis out there. I mean, it's going to happen. I get it. But tribalism definitely is not the way to go, especially if you do want to succeed in the long term here. I think that there's, way too many great technologies in the space to just kind of ignore all of them and choose one key winner. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.